I look so good, I look so good tonight. I look so good, I look so good tonight. I look so good, I look so good tonight. I look so good, I look so good tonight. So good, so good, so good, so good, so good, and I know I look so good.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Tyreece, and this is my YouTube channel. And today, pretty much of what I'm going to be talking about is being gay, but also being a person of color. A little bit of an interesting topic because obviously I'm gay and also black, and there's a lot of stereotypes just in general with that specific topic. I haven't really seen a lot of videos in regards to it, pretty much addressing their own opinions and their own feelings and things of that nature. So I'm going to give my take and my opinion on how I feel it is to live and to, go through life and go through the motions and things of that nature, but identify as that type of person. So to kind of like start it off, I just want to explain how I grew up and where I came from, and a little bit about like how I am and how I'm not, and what made me this type of person in this day and age, if that makes sense. So to kind of start it out, I'm gonna say that I came out when I was, let's see, 16. I came out to everybody else when I was 16, but I didn't come out to like my actual family until I was like 18. But my family, obviously knew, because they're your family. Can't really hide anything from the people that love you and know you. But I thought I was hiding. Really wasn't hiding. So from there, I kind of like, I knew all these good, all these feelings and things of that nature. I already kind of really knew. I knew who I was with inside, but I kind of didn't address it outside. If that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. So, from there, I guess I would say is that even though my family knew, they still had this sense of like giving me the chance to kind of step out on my own. Now, granted, I'm the oldest of 5 younger brothers and sisters. My mom has 3 boys and 3 girls. So we went through the motions of like picking on each other, making fun of each other, bullying each other, things of that nature, just like what regular siblings do. And for me, my main thing to be picked on about was, obviously being a little bit more feminine or flamboyant or whatever the case may be, where I had the signs of being gay. So that kind of put me in a place where it made me very reserved, especially as a grown up, as a grown man now. I'm very reserved to myself. I would say almost borderline isolated, which is a little bit crazy because I don't necessarily want to, but it's hard to break those habits when it's kind of like a defense mechanism of what you do to protect yourself. So pretty much with all of that being done, and this basically, you're at a young age and this is molding you to be the person that you're going to be in this world. I find myself now as a grown-up that's 28 years old, almost 29 years old, struggling with the ideal of being open and free with myself. And it's not just because of the things that I went through as a youth, but also it's just the stereotypes in general. Like, I feel like a lot of stereotypes as far as like what black gay young men is that they're a hoe. Let's just put that out there. They're number one, they're a hoe, or they have some sense of they don't really have independence, they depend on other people, or that it's always like, it's just like, it's almost at the same, to me, it almost feels like that you are not as good. It's almost like a sense of you're worthless in a way, especially if you compare to the other members in your gay community. And that's something that I also definitely struggle with. Like, I find my times reevaluating myself to kind of make sure that I'm at a place where I feel good enough. And that's just based off of self-confidence, self-evaluation based off of experiences and things of that nature. I've had some crazy experiences where it put me in that mind frame of always self-evaluating myself and what I do, how I talk, what I say. And I don't feel like that is the point of being gay. Being gay is supposed to be like, you're supposed to be free. You're supposed to be living in your truth. You're supposed to be, for the most part, happy. You're open and honest about everything that you are, and this should be a time to be free. This should be a time to be happy. This should be a time of rejoicing in yourself and your truth and things of that nature. And it's hard because not only do you have the stereotypes that you have to deal with within outside of your community, you also have to deal with the stereotypes that's within inside of your community. So it just makes it that much harder all around. And my point of the video is that it's already tough being that stereotype of being a black gay man, but to add all of the other negative incantations on top of that, it just makes it that much harder. And I feel like it's not fair. It's not fair that, like, first of all, I have to deal with the fact that people, they're either going to judge me because I'm black. That's just number one. I have to deal with that. I might not deal with it on a day-to-day basis, like every day, but in some form or at some given time, I might have to deal with that specifically. Just discrimination off of the color that you are. And then on top of that, now it's also like another layer where you have to also deal with being gay because you like other men. So I don't know, it just makes it harder, and I just want people to understand that, it's tough. When I see people that's flamboyant and things of that nature, I honestly commend them more than I commend people that are, whatever they call it, mass. Because it takes so much strength and courage to be able to hear the negative comments, to deal with the negative feedback, to deal with the negative incantations, to deal with the people treating you different or, just treating you like you're an outcast or weird or whatever the case may be, and you're still sticking in your truth. And for me, I respect anybody that's feminine more than I respect a person that's masculine in my eyes. Because with masculine, you're blending in. You're blending into what society wants you to blend into. And with being feminine, you're being yourself. You're honestly, truthfully being yourself. At least that's what I feel. And I love that. I really do. That's why it gets into another thing of like, what's your type and all this other stuff. First of all, I don't have a type. But also, I don't neglect no one. I don't want to follow that form of, oh, I only mess with mass guys, or I only mess with feminine guys, or I only mess with this type of guy, I only mess with that type of, nah, I'm for everyone. Not that I'm for everyone, but I'm open-minded. If basically is what I'm trying to say. I'm open-minded, and if there's something there, or there's something that attracts me, or something that I feel that's genuine, I'm always going to try to pursue it. And I think as a person, you should give yourself the option to. It's a little bit off topic, but back on topic is just being a person of color and also being gay. Is something that people will never really understand unless you are a person of color and gay. And it's something I feel like, again, it's not talked about. It's just like, oh, it is what it is, da-da-da-da, all this other stuff. Even though you have like all these allies as far as like your straight friends, your straight girlfriends, you got your co-workers that you might be cool with and things like that and all this other stuff, but they can't really put themselves in your shoes on what you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And basically in so much, it's like, you gotta give us credit where it's due, bro, because it's like you have to be a strong individual mentally, and it's not just with the physical, it's just mentally you have to be strong enough to take everything in and let everything out and not really affect you in a way that for other people it might affect them in a way where they want to kill themselves or there's suicide and there's things of that nature. And for people that's younger, that is also African American and also gay, whether it be feminine, masculine, doesn't really matter. Just know that life is a series of events, obviously, but it's also moments always change. Like, you're never going to be in the same situation more than one time. You might be in similar situations, but the same exact one, you'll never be in that more than one time. And that's what kind of keeps me strong and keeps me going on a day-to-day basis. I'm always finding myself in different situations, and I'm like, damn, it's kind of weird to think about, like, 6 months ago I was there and now I'm here. Or 4 years I was there and now I'm here. And it makes me think, like, damn, you know, like, just give yourself a little bit of credit that you've gone through so much and you're still pushing yourself to do more. And with the ambition that I also have, I'm never going to stop until I at least try to surface something that is almost identical to what I want. And right now I haven't gotten there yet. I've gotten, you know, fairly here and there as far as that situation goes. But, you know, my ideal situation as far as me is like just being able to do this and do what I want to do and really do everything with a passion that I really want to do and feel good about it and waking up and feeling good about it. And that's what I'm trying to get to. But again, just never lose faith and keep going. Just keep going. Don't keep going to the point where it feels like that you're at a block and you don't know what to do from there. Just, I mean, like, keep going. And the fact of the matter is that, again, you never know what's around the next corner and how your situation might change and play out differently. So always keep faith in that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't really have anything funny or anything this week or whatever that was funny or interesting and all this other stuff, but I really want to talk about this because it was on my heart and I wanted to address it and let it go and kind of heal and move on from it. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching.
I look so good, I look so good tonight. I look so good, I look so good.